am standing gidigbam. Gidigbam.
Nobody is talking about the agreement and how Nigeria become a country from amalgamation to fake independence to today present Nigeria. They put it under the carpet because nobody have risen up to challenge them. Nobody have risen up to question the existence of Nigeria.
I can tell you very clearly, it's a welcome development for 85 million Biafrans all over the world who are bent on hearing their own news and hearing their own diplomatic moves, hearing their own negotiations, hearing their own treaties, establishing diplomatic relations, and know how a Biafra government is going to be factored. And the thing is that a lot of people did not believe that what happened in Finland was just ordinary. They never knew it was not an ordinary thing, and the Biafran government and the IPOB are establishing their presence in all the continents in the world, and the quickest way to get to reach the people, because of the Biafrans who are scattered all over the world, is to establish this radio Biafra. Even though if there's going to be an election, it's still going to be okay. If there's not going to be an election, it's still going to be okay, because it's a proper takeoff, digital takeoff, communication takeoff, diplomatic takeoff, sanitization takeoff for 85 million Biafrans all over the world. It has been established, launched, approved by relevant authorities in that regard, with Ngozi Rabeze and some other people, spearheading it. And SimonEkpa seems to have been very, happy, joy, tears, knowing fully well that his subjects have taken up the matter of Biafra, the Biafran Charter, and the Biafran recognition campaign to the more global world. In 3 continents of the universe, it's not a joke, Africa included, and it's going to bring about Africanism too. It's going to, from what we are hearing, someone from one of the countries has already said to meet Ibrahim Traore to move further in recognition of Ambazonia and Biafra together in that regard, and for support of the Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra was somehow went down in the past, and they felt that it was as relevant as recognition of Biafra the Biafran government is seeking all over the world. And by this way, we keep on sanitizing, getting to communicate and recommunicate to Biafrans both home and abroad, especially our brothers in the South. Very important, and also a medium of translation of the languages among African nations, among continents. If you are in China, you're going to be hearing Radio Biafra in China. If you're from Swahili, South Africa, Zulu, you are going to be hearing Biafran, language. In Hausa too, there's going to be hearing Biafran radio everywhere. So I think the people who thought this have deepened the Biafran solidarity and recognition all over the world.
Okay, but we've seen what happened, during when Nnamdi Kanu wanted to bring radio transmitter, down to Nigeria here, even recently at the court, there's some to show how to go to, the DSS facility or office where Nnamdi Kanu is presently in, where they went to cross-check, the radio transmitter Nnamdi Kanu brought in, but do you not think that the Fulanis, they know that as long as this radio transmitter is as long as they know that Radio Biafra is functioning, they know that this will bring more awareness for the liberation of Africa and Biafra.
Yeah, in the end, as much as they have taken it upon them, they are the only one that will go there to report in Aso Rock, that the Biafra is back, radio is back on air. They thought that it was something they are just going to, turn down after they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu illegally and other things they are playing with Nigeria. But they didn't know that, we don't know, they don't know the satellite that Biafra radio is operating on now. Whether the Biafran government has launched their satellite in the air, whether they are in partnership with satellite manufacturing companies or corporations around the world. They don't know. Nobody knows where this one is coming from. But the fact is that, people are receiving frequency on their channels, and they are listening, because it is time for us to continue to build on our own consciousness, build on our own tradition and culture, talk about how we intend to kickstart the incoming government, and of course the several trillions of dollars that has already been put in place to start off a typical Biafra at the end of the day. So these things has gradually taken shape, so that immediately we get relevant powerful world leaders to adopt and support and recognize, then we'll have a proper takeoff, and that's why we are saying these things are being established in exile. And that's what they say a Biafran government is exile. It is not a joke. It is in reality.
Okay, but we saw a Biafran, a very passionate Biafra. Was so passionate. He said he's ready to drop 500 million, for election to hold there in the southern part of Nigeria. He said he will make sure he do his part by donating 500 million, to the people of the Biafran. But a lot of people have advised him. They said, why is he not, investing this money in Biafra radio? Since just for the propagation of the gospel of Biafran, to reach other more continents, just like aside the three that has gotten to, that let him invest this money. Even we've seen even other people advise him to invest the money on security down in the southeast, because the Fulani continue to kill. Do you think that he should really put out this money, for the Biafra radio, or for the security purpose?
It's an extremist, a Biafran extremist. There's nothing wrong with that, about showing extremely that you are a Biafranist. That is okay. But yes, support for election. 500 million. Well, that's what how zealous, how curious, how overwhelmed to see the most popular Jewish black nation, take place physically, recognized by world leaders. And I appreciate his intentions attached to that 500 million. It's a welcome development. But we have to most times, tell ourselves the reality on ground and the truth. And what is the truth? Currently now, we are taking things face by face, taking step one after another in reality. And you see, we have so many Biafrans outside the world, Nigeria space, after the outside Biafran territories. Currently now, most of them are scattered all over the world. There are people too who are seeking avenue of which they can get more information. These are people that either through slave trade, or the Red Cross moved them out during the war, and a lot of means whereby they escaped genocide and war. So those people are looking for a means where they can be getting relevant information, so that we will able to have a one more controlled consciousness. So you can see the positive angle of where if such money is being channeled to project the radio the more, or project the issue of Fulani killing people in the eastern part of the country, and also among other things, establish more resistance movement against the jihadist occupations trying to invade the Biafran land at the end of the day. But let me tell you, add one few things to that direction. There are so many Igbo origin, Igbo slaves, or Igbo, generations that are outside there in different parts of the world. I can tell you about Rihanna. I can tell you about Lil Wayne. I can tell you about Lady Cardi B. So many of them, like that, thousands of them, all over there. Now look at what happened to Falcons, Super Falcons. These are the people. Maybe they don't really understand what we are talking about when we mention that there should be a liberation of this particular tribe and race that has been subjected to nothing, and still they still carry the illumination of Africa all over the place. You can see what transpired there. At every point in time, you see the Igbo blood, you see the Igbo bloodline, you see the Biafran bloodline, rising to the occasion to transform the image of this country, to send a particular signal, in all ramifications, socially and other. But you can see when it comes to anything that has to do with politics, they will tell you that this one is no go area, they are not entitled, they are not this, they are not that. But when they come to reality, they rise to the occasion. So, and these people from from the background check, we have discovered, they are Biafrans, whether man or woman. Not only in the football industry, also in the social industry, also in the IT industry. There is so many, all scattered all over the place. This Radio Biafra now is going to serve as a major tool of rebuilding and regaining our consciousness of who we are and what we stand for as the first Jewish black nation in the world, tribe. And that's what we are talking about, Biafra. And this is the only way we can send signals and then invite comrades, invite ambassadors, invite people to speak on that radio, and so that more sanitization and more understanding of what we intend doing about Biafra will come, especially those our neighboring brothers from the Ejo, Ishekiri, and Urobo, and of course the Middle Belt in Benue and the rest of them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. An independent Biafra means getting back to the way we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence. Complete
independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's correct.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
Until now, that thing they are avoiding to discuss, that particular existence of Nigeria or continuation of Nigeria, they have been avoiding to discuss, will be forced to discuss the continued existence of Nigeria as a country. They are not discussing it. What was the agreement of 1914? What was the agreement thereafter? Independent. What happened for after the 100 years of Nigeria? Nobody is discussing it. Our own British mandate terminated in 2014. That was when the British mandate terminated. When they say you have 100 years, after that we decide. You must go and listen to SimonEkpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that SimonEkpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.